Howdy everybody, here for another permaculture plant profile. This time it's going to be on blackcap raspberries. There are some medicinal uses such as the leaves for tea, but I'm not nearly the expert on that to give you much information. But I have been picking them my whole life. They're my favorite raspberry, they're my parents' favorite raspberry. They came with the land when we moved in. We don't really manage them. You can trim them in certain ways to make them do more. Like there's a first year cane, there's no fruit on it, and it's just trailing along the floor. I've heard that like in midsummer, if I come in and cut it, it will split off and make a bunch more. Here's another first year cane. The stems are kind of a ghostly white with a yeast covering on their first year, and the second year they produce fruit. So there's lots of things you can do to manage them to have better results. But they grow wild here, they grow well here. I couldn't imagine growing up without them. Here's some asparagus I planted back here many years ago. But they are nice and tart, and they're very, very dark fruit. They don't produce for as long of a season as mulberries, but they still produce a lot of food when they are ready. But they don't shake off like mulberries, so they're much more work to gather. If you're wondering how I can tell that they're not a blackberry, if you look, the inside of them is hollow. The actual part that stays inside the blackberry leaves behind on a raspberry. So let's give this one a taste test. Tart, bright, but a richer, more flavorful raspberry flavor than you get in almost anything else. Really like dessert right off the plant. Wonderful, wonderful food. Super tender, just about melt in your mouth. These are on the smaller side. The biggest I've found would fit over the tip of my pinky. I mean the tip of my pointer. So, great food. Great wild edible. I found them on hiking trails all over this state, all the way in the northern edges and the southern edges of Indiana. They get bigger if they're in better sun, but highly recommend them. There are improved varieties nowadays. You don't have to eat wild ones like me, but definitely a great plant to know. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, everybody. Hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.